Hello and welcome back. So in this video, let's talk about what exercises you can do to learn sculpting in 3 months. For the first month, we'll do some basic exercises like converting a sphere to a cuboid and vice versa. Also, we'll try to create some basic shapes. And in the next month, we'll try some objects like which you can use in a daily basis, such as a pillow or something like that, or some parts of a face like nose or mouth, individual objects. And for the third month, the last month, you can try for full base bodies of yourself or any other base bodies or some complex objects, which is a mix of organic as well as inorganic modeling. So yeah, let's get on with the first month's exercise. Here we are. So in this one, we will try to create a cuboid from a sphere. So for the first exercise, if you are attempting it for the first time, you may try with this with the symmetry on, but I will suggest you not do that. You can try doing it with just without symmetry. Take a sphere and try to push, flatten it from all the sides and try to make it more of a cuboid. Try to make it as close as possible. Try it. Why this exercise is important? Because you will get an idea of how slight movement of the move brush is, and how certain brushes like flatten or edge polish, whatever you want to use, works. And you will get a basic idea of the UI as well, since you rotate around a lot, because you have to make the cuboid from all angles, like what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's it. That is the first exercise. The next exercise is to take a cuboid from ZBrush and try to make it again the sphere. Yes, it's going to be a difficult one if you are not using symmetry, and I would suggest you don't use symmetry for the second time at least. For the first time, if you want, that's fine, but try again without using symmetry. So you take a cuboid and a box, whatever you call it, cube, cuboid, cube. Okay, so yeah, and try to make it more spherical. You can use Dynamesh if you think that your edges are, or the polygons are not distributed properly, since the cube that ZBrush have, it's a little bit weird. It have a different kind of topology on top and bottom. So yeah, you can use Dynamesh and rotate from all angles. You have to make it a circle from all angles, not 4 angles. Rotate slightly and push, pull, use move brush a lot. You can use other brushes to polish it as well, and try to make it as spherical as you can. It's a very good exercise for the practice of UI as well as some basic shape techniques, shape language, as well as you will get to learn how to control your brush as well. So yeah, try it, it's a must. So yes, this goes for the first month, not full month, but if you are starting, you can learn the interface as well as brushes. After this, I'm planning a series of beginner's guide to ZBrush or ZBrush for dummies, something like that, to start on the channel. So if you are new, you want to learn ZBrush, you can stick around, you can subscribe maybe, so that you don't miss that series, because I'll get in depth from the beginners to the in-depth and all the technicalities of ZBrush in that video series. So yeah, that's gonna be a huge series with multiple videos. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I tried my best since I had a limited time. So that was it for the first month. Let's move on to the exercise for the next month. For the next month, what you can do is you can try to create some basic objects. such as you can try creating parts of your of face, like nose or mouth or ear, just single part of the face or eyes. Here I will try a nose, a simple nose. For the second month, it's a little bit complex, not just basic things. If you are starting with the sculpting, you can feel a bit it's hard a little bit. And after the second month's exercise, you can also, in the second month, what you can do is you can try the full face as well, if you feel comfortable with the sculpt or the interface or the tools that you're using. Yes. So yeah, in the intermediate, it's gonna be the intermediate level exercise for the second month, where we are creating complex shapes or daily life usage shapes, like your furnitures or any building. Try sculpting character or creatures with different body types and proportions. Practice using layers and masks to refine your sculpting process. So yeah, that's pretty much for your second month. And you can also use different materials and textures to enhance the realism of your sculptures. So that comes under second month, which is the intermediate exercise month. You can extend this month a little bit more into the third month, but I would suggest this is very, very important month, because you can have any of the object from your house lying around and try to replicate it in sculpting. Not using the basic softwares which use vertex modeling like Maya Max or Blender, but the sculpting techniques like ZBrush or sculpting in ZBrush, or Blender, sorry. So yeah, do that. All you have to do, it's the exercises for sculpting, not just modeling. So I know it's easier to go that route, but in production you might as well go that way, but here we are practicing sculpting, so better stick to the sculpting. Yeah. So yeah, it's just one part of the face that I wanted to create for the next month's exercise. And the next upcoming batch of the video, this one will be a pillow set of pillow. We'll be creating a set of pillow for, again, this is continuing the second month of the sculpting process. We have not yet moved on to the third month. It's just full characters and everything, so I'm not including that in this video. So I'll just create basic things or exercises of how you can create the props, or what exercises you can do to make your sculpting faster and better. So yeah, here is the basic pillow which you can find on your couch. As basic as it seems, but when it comes to sculpting folds and shaping it up realistically, you should have a lot of references of these. So make sure you collect all the references that you want for the object that you are creating, or you have the object in real life in front of you while you are sculpting. It's the best practice to replicate. By that way you can see what is missing from your sculptures. So yeah, this is, again, after you create those basic shapes from like converting the cube to sphere and vice versa, you will be creating a nose or any part of the face, just part of the face, or any simple shapes like bottles or vegetables, whatever. After those first months, this second month you can focus on the part of the face, as well as some simple but intermediate level objects, such as this pillow or a sofa or whatever you want, kettle, or maybe whatever you like, whatever you feel like it's a good enough exercise, or it's a hard enough exercise for you to continue practice for your second month. Here I am creating a pillow without using any symmetry or anything. So yeah, a pillow can be very very easy if you think it that way, but can be hard if you cannot get the folds right. Each for folds, the material and everything does matter. You cannot have one type of fold in all of the cloth. If you are creating any shirt, a cotton shirt have a different fold than the leather shirt. So yeah, make sure you have that in mind. For the pillow, you can look for references, and since we are doing it in ZBrush, the ideal production way is to go through Marvelous Designer's route, but since we are practicing sculpting, let's not go that way. We will be creating the full pillow in ZBrush and a bunch of pillow how we can dress it. So yeah, I'm using simple brush such as standard to create all the shapes, basic shapes, using Alt to carve it in, and using the standard brush to just pull it out, pull the surface out a little bit, and try to replicate whatever I am seeing in real life and what I have observed in real life, how the cotton pillow reacts to certain folds. Again, I'll repeat once again that this is your second month. We have not passed the second month yet. All this you have to do, try to do in second month. You can take your time, but I would suggest you try to do it in second month so that you will get a good practice. And for that, you have to keep sculpting daily. You can't miss, otherwise it's not useful. It's just a waste of time. So yes, you have to keep practicing daily, and then and only then you will get to see the results. And I'm sure you won't get it right the first time. The sculpts will look bad or weird, but that's okay. That happens with everyone. That happened with me as well. So don't worry about it. You just make sure that you don't give up on your sculpting. Have a pen tablet ready. You don't need a graphic tablet for that, and you do need a pen tablet. Don't try to sculpt with a mouse. That's really bad. You won't get it right, believe me. I have tried, and many people tried with just a mouse and it doesn't work. So get a pen tablet, a cheap one with 4,500 to 8,000 price, and you will get a good one. So yeah, if you really want to do this kind of work, if you really want to do sculpting, get into gaming, or if you have some work which is related to sculpting, you need that pen tablet in your workspace. Otherwise, it just doesn't work out. So yeah, here I am trying to do the basic shapes and silhouettes, trying to figure out how the folds will be on the ends, and building the volume on the middle so that it seems like it's lying around, it's sitting on a couch. Using sometimes damn standard to carve in some sharp folds, and mainly using smooth and a standard brush for the full sculpting. And one of the important brush, move brush, as well as clay build-up. Sometimes maybe standard works fine. Move brush is very important. So yeah, make sure you get a full, that's why the first month's exercises are very important. You will get a hang of how the move brushes work. So here we have the pillow ready. Let's duplicate it a bunch of time and place it in a way so that it looks a little bit presentable. Here we go. Here's the pillow set. So your next month is sorted, and now let's move on to the third month. After all these exercises, what you are waiting for, how your sculpting should look like. And this is also one of the most important part of the sculpting exercise, is you should include what I'm showing you is, again, it's from one of my videos I did for a mech arm. So what you can do, by this way I'm just trying to show you that you can try for such kind of stuff like mix of an organic as well as inorganic, or hard surface modeling, sculpting. So you can try that in the next month, which is the third month. After you have practiced all those exercises, you can try with the full, full character as well, full base bodies, some props such as this one, a little bit, a little bit complex sculpting areas, and you can challenge yourself by creating full character, figurine or anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for your exercises. So in the next part, let's recap what you will be doing in all 3 months. So let's recap what we have learned in this video. For month 1, for the first month of your sculpting training, what you will be doing is you will be creating a square from a sphere or a cuboid, and from a cuboid you will be creating a sphere. First, you can do that by using symmetry or maybe not, and then you can turn off the symmetry and do that. So that is the first month. And also after that, what you can do, you can create simple shapes, simple characters, simple shapes like fruits, shoes, some basic shapes, something which will get you a grasp of sculpting, grasp of how you can use different kind of brushes, how you can use masks and move and standard, etc. Also, as I said, simple objects. That is your first month. In month 2, what you will do is you will create a little bit more intermediate objects, such as this, a pillow, which have some folds as well as some simple shapes and some kind of intermediate sculpting. It is hard, believe me, it is hard to do in the beginning. You won't get the folds right. Make sure you get the reference with yourself. And you can do simple objects such as parts of the body, such as nose, parts of the body such as the back, or not the full body but parts of the body, just for practice. This is your second month. You can also attempt for a face as well, a simple shaped face, something stylized maybe, why not? If you're going for realistic, you can try that as well, no harm in trying. Also, a little bit more complex shapes from month 1st, such as this cattle. It have rounded shapes as well as flat bottom, flat surfaces, some intermediate kind of modeling or sculpting. All you have to do is everything in ZBrush. Don't go for any other software such as Maya or anything. Okay, so that was the second month. In the last month, what you will do, you will try for a full character body. Create 5 to 6 bodies of your base bodies. Attempt your full characters, something which have a combination of organic as well as hard surface. So that's how you can learn sculpting in 3 months, but you have to stay focused. Keep in mind that you have to give your full in these 3 months. You cannot slack off. It's not allowed. Otherwise, it's gonna take 6 months or a year maybe, but yeah, that's what it is. After month 3, you are free to try full characters with props and everything, complex characters and all. So that's it for this one. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. Give a like, please. That will help me reach more people. That's all I want. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.